the place for comic book and anime reviews.
Hey there you guys, welcome to Brevin Camo 12 YouTube channel, place for all your comic book anime reviews. And today I'm telling you guys about Action Comics issue 991. So this issue of Action Comics was a very, very interesting issue of Action Comics this week. And one that I really have a lot of things to say about, a lot of things to kind of talk about on one specific, very specific thing to talk about really. I'm going to get to that near the end. Just be ready for that to come, because if you're on my Twitter, you probably know what it more than likely is that I'm going to want to talk about with you guys. But let's just get into what this issue was about. So we see in this issue of Action Comics, we see Jonathan Kent, Superman's son. You know, at the end of the last issue, he stops Superman's punch, protecting Jor-El, his father, or Jonathan's grandfather in this case, and of course Superman's dad. He stops Jor-El's punch at the end, and you know, this whole issue was throughout Superman's perspective of this whole thing that was happening. And him just looking at the situation, him looking at this guy who called himself Jor-El, and questioning if this is really his dad or not. Of course, we found that it is his dad. Of course, there is no question about it. It is indeed his father. But there's a little bit more stuff going on here beyond that just being his dad. Something that might be connected to something that's going to be happening a little bit later on in DC Comics. And it's kind of cool and kind of interesting how everything might be connected to a blue guy with a very small penis. Just gonna let that sink in for everybody. So this issue really kind of like goes in depth, kind of like plays with that without actually saying what it is that's going on. It kind of plays on that issue, but it also kind of plays on a lot of other different things going on that might be connected to our world. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting discussion on Action Comics issue 991, because we see here that we got, you know, Jor-El. You know, he's telling his son that the world, you know, everything that's there in the world is terrible and bad, and that this is what humanity is. This is what, when you strip it down, humanity really wants. I gave humanity a choice. I didn't, and they chose evil. They chose wrong. They chose to do all these terrible things, and that's interesting to me. That's a very interesting idea that we're getting here in this issue. This idea that, you know, mankind as a whole, really, when you really how horrible humanity can be at times, how horrible some of the things that they can do. And throughout the entire issue, you know, Jor-El's holding this that has had this staff as Mr. Ross for quite some time. And we kind of find out in this issue that the staff may have been, you know, corrupting Jor-El a little bit more, making him do all these bad things. And we get to see Superman break it and kind of release it, and then, you know, Jor-El kind of falls back into his normal self, kind of goes back into being like a hero again, the Jor-El that we know. And we kind of find that, you know, Jor-El might be, well, apparently dying, it seems to be, before something else happened, which I'm going to get into in just a second. But before that happens, we get this nice moment between Superman and his father, him hugging his dad, and like having to see him kind of back. And it's this weird feeling when I was reading that, I remember, because it was just like, so that's all that's going to happen here? Was it all just a staff that, you know, was controlling Jor-El, and that's all it was? But no, it was more than that. There was something more going on in this scene. And it's very, very possible that Manhattan, not Jor-El, Manhattan, the blue guy, may have been, you know, trying to show Superman something. This might have a little bit to do with a little event known as Doomsday Clock that's coming up very, very soon. I'm very, very excited for this. I'm sure everyone in the world is excited for Doomsday Clock. Why wouldn't you be excited for Doomsday Clock? It's Doomsday Clock, for God's sake. This is the thing that we've all been kind of waiting to see what was going to happen with. I mean, this issue kind of deals with some of the stuff that we might be talking about in Doomsday Clock, because we see near the end of the issue, and in this one panel, which I'm going to probably show in the video right here, it should pop up. But I'm going to kind of talk about it, is that we see Superman like looking down, and he's hearing all these voices of all these terrible things that people are talking about. And I want to kind of discuss a little bit of some of the stuff that we see in this panel. Just trying to kind of go over the lines a little bit of the things Superman was talking about, what Superman was hearing, and what all people were saying a little bit. Go see if I can find it. Here we go. Okay. Suicide rate among veterans. Destroyed by arsonists. Lack of faith. Racial conflict. Boiled over. Limiting freedom of speech. Election interference. Let's see, there's one that I really want to get onto. Soldiers defending a village from local militants. That one was pretty interesting too. Declining standard of living. Of a southern church firebombed. A lot of things we can go and look at that that's going on in our world right now. Increasing rate of violence, rampant poverty, hopeful immigrant suffocated in smeltering truck when it was abandoned, terrorist attacks, of course, can't get no terrorist attacks in there. What I really want to kind of bring up, just kind of a lot. Social worker found dead. Interesting. Here's the one I want to really talk about. Where police have reportedly shot an unarmed man. Jobless rates rising. You know, we got a lot of things going on here. Just all these horrible atrocities that mankind is committing. They are very, very similar to a lot of the stuff that's going on in our world today. So very interesting that, you know, Action Comic issue 990 kind of went there. I was very surprised about that a little bit, and it really brought to my focus the whole gravity of what Doomsday Clock is really going to be about. Cause we know that we kind of knew that Jeff Johns kind of alluded to. Well, he didn't just allude to. He pretty much straight up said it in his panel that, you know, it was going to be dealing with all these topical issues, but this pretty much confirmed it. Confirmed all the topical issues that Doomsday Clock is definitely going to be dealing with. And I can't wait to see how it's all going to turn out. And you know, how this whole Watchmen thing is all going to be, and what Dr. Manhattan is going to be kind of saying, and what the entire event is going to be saying overall. But yeah, you guys, that's really all I want to talk about when I come to issue 991. Just wanted to kind of bring that in there, because I'm not, you guys know me, I'm not opposed to like bring up those things. You see me bring up, I've read Sam Wilson, Captain America, I've read Secret Empire, big fan of those things. I found those things just to be interesting, in the way they told their story to be interesting as well, and the way they brought those issues to be interesting. I just kind of want to, like, you know, kind of bring some of this stuff to light and kind of hear a whole lot here just talking about that thing specifically. I haven't seen a whole lot of talk on that specifically, but I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit, you know, kind of bring up the fact that, you know, what DC is kind of doing, what DC is kind of moving towards with this whole Doomsday Clock, and what it could say about, you know, the world that we live in. But anyway, everyone, about Action Comics issue 991. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are about Action Comics this week, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.